Welcome back, y'all. It's me, Tasha, and we are meeting once again at the intersection of common sense and pop culture to discuss some of the things that were brought up in the comment section of my last video. And the last video was me talking about Piers Morgan apologizing to Jay-Z and Beyoncé. And boy, did you guys have some thoughts about that. Now, I knew that everybody wasn't going to agree with everything that I said, but I did not know that you guys was going to come like this. So, okay, I'm going to address just a few of the comments that I got in that last video because I honestly feel like it is a responsibility that if I have information that you might not have, that I share that information with you, or where you might be wrong about something, but you feel like you're really, really right. It's up to me and people like me to tell you, no, you are loud and you are wrong. So here I'm going to talk about some of the comments again. The first one I'm going to address is the one that says that Piers Morgan should have called Jay-Z and Beyonce's bluff because he is not liable for what guests say on his show. And that is wrong. That's wrong. Now, you might not know it's wrong. I'm not a professional journalist, but I do aim to have some integrity about the things that I talk about. And if I don't know, then it is not a fact, it is an opinion. So, Piers Morgan has been a journalist since 1988. So, he has been a journalist for 36 years. Now, in that 36 years, he has faced controversy head on. As a matter of fact, it's part of his brand, right? Part of his brand is being controversial. He also knows that a journalist has a responsibility to challenge unsubstantiated claims made by a guest on their show. He knows that he should fact check, which means he needs to verify the claims with reliable sources, which he did not do in the Jaguar Wright interview. He also needs to provide context and counter arguments, meaning when she makes an outlandish type claim, that he should have a counter argument prepared for that. Or he should say, hey, we did our own investigation here on the Piers Morgan Uncensored show, and we were unable to confirm nor deny Jaguar Wright's claims. That's some heavy lifting when you got somebody crazy on your show. You also need to ask your guests to provide evidence to support their claims. And as far as I could tell, he didn't do that, because if he did that, then he would have presented some type of evidence to support her claims. You would have to directly challenge misleading or false statements. This is all part of journalistic integrity. Journalists have an ethical duty to present accurate information to their audience. And if they don't, then there's a range of consequences for those journalists. Now, I don't think uh, Piers Morgan is worried about loss of credibility. I don't think he cares about that because he got what he wanted out of that story. He got people to click, he got the views, he got the watch time, he got the money, right? He doesn't care about the spread of misleading or false ideas. He doesn't care about that. And he also doesn't care about platforming dangerous or harmful thoughts or ideas. He doesn't care about anything like that. The two things that Piers Morgan truly is concerned about is potential reprimands or job loss and legal challenges. Those are the only two things that he cares about because those two things come back to money. If YouTube, because he's not on national TV, so a couple people said, "Oh, he's on national TV." He's not on national TV. He's on fucking YouTube, just like I am. But he's got 3 million followers, and I got 2,000. So please, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and help your girl out. But anyway, he's got 3 million followers. Those 3 million followers is going to provide him with a very lucrative paycheck. And he's also concerned about legal action because he doesn't want to part with any of that lucrative paycheck. So, of course, he is going to do what he has to do to protect the money. He doesn't care about you. He don't care about me. He cares about the money. And that is why, number one, that's why he issued that apology and issued it quickly. But then number two, this is also to push back against the claims that journalists are not liable for what a guest says on their show. It's just not true. You're wrong. The next comment that I would like to address is saying, hey, basically, can you prove that Jaguar Wright was not telling the truth? Can I prove that she was lying? And the answer is no. I cannot prove it. Neither could Piers Morgan. He couldn't prove it, or he didn't prove it, right? But one thing about civil lawsuits and criminal lawsuits, the burden of proof is on the accuser. So let me say that again for the people sitting in the back row. The burden of proof is on the accuser, meaning I don't have to prove that I'm innocent. You would have to prove that I'm guilty. The only way that you can prove the guilt or innocence of a person is by providing evidence or having a lack of evidence. So, just by that legal definition, we would have to say Jay-Z and Beyoncé are innocent until proven guilty. Jaguar Wright hasn't proven anything. She's proven that she knows how to read Lipstick Alley. She's proven that she knows about World Star Hip Hop. She's proven that she knows about the gossip blogs because she's saying an awful lot of the same shit that you can read every day in those blogs. The only thing that makes her any difference is the fact that people have lended her credibility. For whatever reason, people believe that she is credible. But the burden of proof is on her, the accuser, to prove the things that she says. So I don't have to do it. You're wrong again. Now, the comment that I saw probably the most is about freedom of speech. They talk about the First Amendment of the US Constitution. And yeah, freedom of speech is a thing. It's a cornerstone of American liberty. It guarantees of several fundamental freedoms. And I'm going to talk about the fundamental freedoms that are protected under the First Amendment of the US Constitution. Freedom of religion. So, basically, you can worship how you want. Now, people don't really want to talk about that one because it bucks against some people's ideologies, their worldview, but we all have the freedom of religion. There's also freedom of the press. Now, listen at this. Listen. Freedom of the press. The government cannot censor the news media. This allows journalists to report on the government and hold it accountable. Our freedom of speech is you have the right to express your opinions, even if they are unpopular opinions. This includes spoken and written words, art, other forms of expression. There are some exceptions. There are some exceptions. And we're going to talk about those exceptions a little later. You got the freedom of assembly. You got the right to gather peacefully with others, to protest, to rally for other public demonstrations. You got freedom to petition the government. That's the right to ask the government to address your concerns or your grievances. You can write letters, you can make petitions, you can protest, you can lobby. Now, people are ready to protect speech when it's something that they want to hear. But all the rest of this shit goes right the hell out the window when it's against your own beliefs, even though that it is something that is protected under the umbrella of the First Amendment. The First Amendment is essential for a democratic society. Okay? But then there's also some exceptions to the First Amendment. There are certain things, certain categories that are not protected by the First Amendment. Let's talk about those, shall we? Incitement to imminent lawless action. I cannot stand up and say things that is directed at making other people uh, commit lawless action. Yeah, commit lawless actions. Or I can't say things that's likely to make you commit lawless actions. So if I sat here on my platform and I told you to do something that was completely against the law and pushed you in that direction and you did it, I'm just as guilty as you. Or even if I hinted at it, if I hinted at you doing something and it's like the next logical leap for you is to do something bad, that's on me as well for inciting you. Okay, then I can't threaten you. I can't tell you continuously, genuinely, with a bat in my hand, tell you I'm gonna beat your ass. I can't do that. That's a threat of violence against a person or a group of people. That's not a protected right. I don't have the right to do that. I don't have the right to produce obscene material by legal standards. And I also don't have the right to make child sex abuse material. That's part. Some people would try to say that that was part of their freedom of speech. Once upon a time, people argued that it's not. It's not part of your freedom of speech. You don't have the right to do that. But the one thing that is most relevant here is defamation. You don't have a right to make false statements that can harm someone's reputation. It's libel if it's written, it's slander if it's spoken. Neither are protected. I cannot just say you, yeah, you. I can't say you do horrible things with animals. I can't make false accusations against you. So, how do we know whether or not an accusation is false? The accusation is false if there is no evidence to prove that it is not false. So if I said that you did something horrible to an animal and you worked at the Humane Society and they find out about it, now they want to fire you, I would have to prove, because the burden of proof is on the accuser, right? I would have to prove what I said about you wasn't me just being slanderous, right? And then if I'm proven that I lied on you, you could sue me for defamation. You could. And there's also false advertising. That's not covered. And fighting words. So if you call me the N word or the B word or the C word, I might whoop your ass. Guess what? There's nothing that protects you from me because you incited this. These are words that by their very utterance, they will inflict injury upon me, and that makes me inflict injury upon you. So fighting words are not protected by the First Amendment. These are things that you guys got to know. Because if you don't know it, you find yourself in a trick bag against somebody else. So if you think that Jaguar Wright going on Piers Morgan and saying whatever she wanted is within her rights, then the same thing is applicable to you. I could just sit here and I could just start making shit up about you. It's not, there are boundaries to our rights. Each and every one of them has a line that you cannot cross. And if you cross the line, there are consequences. So at the end of the day, you can say what you want, but don't write a check that your ass can't cash. And to the people who said that it was her First Amendment right to sit on Piers Morgan's show and to say these things, you are wrong. Mama was wrong again. You're wrong. And then, besides freedom of speech, the comment that I got the most is, if Jaguar Wright is the person who was saying this stuff, why did they go after Piers Morgan? Why didn't they go after Jaguar Wright? Everybody wants to know why Jay-Z and Beyoncé won't go after Jaguar Wright. I cannot speak for Jay-Z and Beyoncé. However, I'm going to speak with just common sense, okay? Just common sense. That's the only weapon that I'm using right now. It's common sense. Alex Spiro. Alex Spiro is Jay-Z and Beyonce's attorney. That is the attorney who reached out to Piers Morgan. That's the guy. He's been their guy for a long, long time. He's a partner at Quinn Emanuel Urquhart and Sullivan. Big time law firm. Big, big, big time attorney. Alex Spiro charges $2,025 per hour for legal services. Now we know that because he was the attorney for Alec Baldwin in that manslaughter case that Alec Baldwin beat a few months ago. Remember that case? That rate was revealed in the legal documents for Alec Baldwin. So we know now for certain clients up to $2,000 per hour, but I'm sure that it will vary from client to client. But this is what we've got on the books, right? $2,025 per hour. The average attorney, and I'm saying average like a person with the storefront office down the street from you, that storefront office attorney will likely spend several hundred hours on a defamation case, depending on how complex the case is. But we're talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce, so it's a pretty complex case. So average attorney, several hundred hours on a defamation case. It's not uncommon for that number to reach into the thousands of hours. So if Alex Spiro spent only 100 hours on a case against Jaguar Wright, it could potentially cost the Carters at least $202,000, right? So could they reasonably expect Jaguar Wright to be able to even pay their attorney's fees if they were to take her to court and win? Would she even be able to afford their attorney's fees? Never mind any other judgment if they won. Just the attorney's fees. See? Math. I'm guessing the math ain't mathing for some of us. It's going to cost, I'm saying 200,000. It might go up to 5, 6, 700,000, $1 million with this attorney to bring a case, a defamation case against Jaguar Wright. And then Jaguar Wright, who I'm pretty sure has more money than me, by the way. I'm pretty sure I can safely say that she's got more money than me, but I can guarantee you that she ain't even got the starting amount is $1 million just for the attorney's fees, and we ain't even talking about a judgment. I don't think she's got that, baby. I don't think she's got $1 million. So now, what would they have won? Because, okay, court of public opinion, but y'all already want to believe that they are involved in this shit. So even if they took her to court and they beat her ass in the court of public opinion, they can't get no money, they can't recoup a dime, but they beat her in the court of public opinion, y'all still gonna believe what y'all want to believe anyway, right? So it's not them trying to convince you, because you already believe what you want to believe. It's like half of us in the comments are like, yeah, Jaguar Wright, it was irresponsible of Piers Morgan to have her on his show. And that's what I said, right? It was irresponsible. And the other half of you are saying that Jaguar Wright is telling the truth, and it's like you be willing to bet the blood of your firstborn that she's telling the truth about everything that she said. And so you're an audience that they can't win over anyway. So now why would I spend, damn it, $1 million to defend in the court of public opinion? Because you're not winning any money. Now, Piers Morgan, you're going to get some money. Jaguar Wright, you ain't getting shit. Also, this is just me speculating, because we've heard the mental health issue rumors out there that she has a documented mental health issue. So if she has a documented mental illness, defamation often just hinges upon whether the person who made the false statement knew it was actually false, or if they acted recklessly in disregarding the truth. So a person with a severe enough mental illness could say that they don't have the ability to understand the nature of their statements. They could say she really believes that this shit is true. So if she believes that it's true and she has a documented mental illness, it doesn't make sense to take her to court over over defamation, because you're going to lose off of her mental illness. If a person's mental illness is so severe that they can't understand the legal proceedings or they can't assist in their own defense, they will or they may be found incompetent to stand trial. So this would pause a defamation case until this person's competency is restored, if that's even possible. Now, the type and the severity of a mental illness will play a very significant role in whether or not they understand their wrongdoing. A minor condition, they'll be like, yeah, if you just, okay, I'm depressed. Well, that's not a deep enough condition to separate you from knowing right from wrong. But a person with a delusional disorder, that could be a factor. And that could say, oh, we can't even try this person because they're delusional. So, do you think, and I mean, just put on your thinking cap for a second. Do you think that Jay-Z and Beyonce did their homework and know that there is nothing that we can do about this woman? She can say what the fuck she wants. And the reason why she can say what she wants is because she's a little touched? I don't know. This is me speculating. But y'all asking the questions, and I'm like, you asking the questions like I got the answers. I'm not sway. I don't have the answers, but I got common sense. And you do too. So I want you to exercise the common sense for a second. You got the crazy lady who is standing on the corner, on the street corner, and she's yelling at the cars that's going by. Some people in the cars hear her and believe what this crazy ass lady is saying. The sky's falling. The sky's falling. She's screaming that the sky's falling. And some of y'all motherfuckers looking up in the air like, woo, she said the sky's falling. And other people are driving by saying, yeah, she might need some assistance. She might need help. Like, she might need help. That person standing on the corner talking to cars as they drive by, she's not hurting anything. And the reason why she's not hurting anything is because the audience is small. It's like if I brought somebody on my channel, but I keep talking about my 2,000 subscribers, and I want to grow. Help me. But anywho, so if I brought somebody on my channel and they talked cash shit about a celebrity, who's going to hear it? Me and my 2,000 subscribers? That's about it, right? Maybe my video might get 10,000 views. That's not hurting anybody, right? It's only hurting the average person. It's not hurting a celebrity, right? Now, put that same person on Piers Morgan's show with his 3 million followers, subscribers, 3 million of them things. Now you can attract maybe 10, 15 million. Now you got 10 or 15 million hearing this crazy shit. That does some damage. Think about it. Common sense. I ain't trying to make y'all feel dumb. Please don't think that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to make you think. Just think. It hurts more to the brand. It hurts more to the reputation. And then the fact that this is a 36-year veteran in the game of journalism, that lends credibility to what the people on his channel say. So that's why they're not going after Jaguar Wright. It would be stupid. It would legitimately be dumb to try to go after Jaguar Wright in any kind of court, because she may or may not understand what she's doing is wrong. And then even if she understood, she ain't got no money. There's nothing to win there. Any attention that you give to her like that is worth currency to her. Because if Jay-Z and Beyonce took Jaguar Wright to court and won, you guys would have a reason for that too. You would never believe that Jay-Z and Beyonce were telling the truth. It would always be Jaguar Wright was telling the truth. They just beat her because they had more money or blah blah blah. So why fight a losing battle? Think about that. And while you're thinking about it, hit the subscribe button down there, turn your notifications on, and make sure that you will not miss a video coming from me. Also, I still would like to hear your comments. I'm not going to call everybody out. I'm not going to do this every video. But these were some that just made me say, come on, y'all, think. Some of the things y'all saying is, I could tell that y'all heart's in the right place, but you ain't thinking this shit through. You're not. Diddy got a court date today. So I might do a video on that. You guys let me know down in the comments if you want that. What do you guys want next? We can talk about. But again, don't expect no tea, don't expect no drama, expect common sense. That's what we do here. It's common sense. All right? I thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.